Arvindam Mukharavinde Viniveshayantam Vatasya Patra Syapute Shayanam Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Jai Jai Shri Radha Ramana Jaya Jaya Navala Kishore Jaya Gopi Chita Chora Prabhu Jaya Jaya Makhan Chore Jaya Jaya Makhan Chore Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी
Hare Krishna, I welcome you all, the exalted devotees who love the mellows of Shrimad Bhagavatam. I especially welcome the senior devotees of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness who have decorated this assembly of devotees. I also welcome all the listeners and devotees who are listening through the medium of YouTube, Facebook, Zoom, etc. from all parts of the world. I would also extend my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers who, with their heartfelt mellows, have organized this beautiful katha, in which the chief are Arvind Bhai, Sudhaben Praveen Kumar, and the residents of Toronto, Canada, our well-wisher and friend Sanjay Bhai, Ashaben, Kriti Shaurya Jia. I welcome you all on the 6th day of this beautiful Shrimad Bhagavatam Katha one more time, and please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. Radhe Shyam.
वैशाख कृष्ण द्वितीया
So today is Vaishak Krishna Dvitiya, that is and today is 17th May. So today also there is a festive occasion because today's day
किसी भी कथा को पूर्ण नहीं किया जा सकता,
because it is
हो,
the
रामायण
day
हो, महाभारत
when
या किसी भी प्रकार का ग्रंथ क्यों न हो,
so any kind of
इनका जिक्र प्रत्येक ग्रंथों में
Vedic injunction or scripture, this character is mentioned in all the scriptures. As it is mentioned about Hanumanji, as he is famous or potent in all the four yugas. Similarly, and it is a huge proud moment for us because we are in the disciplic succession of Brahma Madhya Gaudiya disciplic succession, in which the Lord gave the disciplic succession through Brahma, and he gave it to Narad Muni, and today is the appearance day of no other than Sri Narad Muni, who always plays the veena. So today is Narada Jayanti. So Naradji was born 3-4 times. So which birthday or appearance day of Naradji is today, and what is the meaning of his name Narad? So in the month of Jesh, that is June, and the second day of this month, Narad Jayanti or appearance of Narad Muni is celebrated. So before we proceed further to tell glories of Sri Narad Muni, then before that we should bow down at the lotus feet of Narad Muni.
भगवान विष्णु को शशंख चक्र से किरीट कुंडलम, महादेव को कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतार.
So we have mantras or ways to address the demigods and like Shiva, Parvati, etc. But if you want to venerate or bow down at the lotus feet of Sri Narad Muni, then what should you say? So whatever the mantras to venerate the lords are created by the devotees. So they were all created by the devotees of the Lord. So it was all decided by the devotees of the Lord. But the pranam mantra of Sri Narad Muni was not created by the devotees but by Lord himself. Lord Sri Krishna in 22 verses bows down at the lotus feet of Sri Narad Muni, and he says the pranam mantra or invocation mantra for Narad Muni. So let me share one of that mantra in front of you. Very beautifully the Lord expresses
ब्रह्मणो जातो यस्याहंता न विद्यते अगुप्त श्रुति चरित्रम अगुप्त श्रुति चरितम नारदम तम नमाम्यहम्. नारदं तं नमाम्यहम्। नारदम तम नमाम्यहम। हे नारद जी, तम आपको
Oh Narad ji, I bow down at your, or I pay my obeisances to you.
कैसे है नारद? किस नारद को
So,
प्रणाम कर रहे हैं?
how is Narad and who is Narad to whom the Lord is paying obeisances?
ब्राह्मणों माने ब्रह्मा जी, जो
Brahmano means or signifies Brahma, Lord Brahma, and Utsanga means to manifest, who manifested from the lap of Brahma ji. Oh, Utsanga means lap, and Jato means to manifest, and Brahmano means Lord Brahma. So, Narad is no other than the person who took birth or manifested from the lap of Lord Sri Brahma. And Ahanta means pride.
अहंता का अर्थ है अहंकार। यस्य
Or Ahankar.
जिसमें अहंकार न विद्यते, जिसमें
So,
रत्ती भर भी
Na Vidyate means a person who has not an iota of ego or pride. Naraji has performed such an uphill task that were not even able to be performed by the Lord Himself, but Narad Muni did them. And yet he has no pride. And further, the Lord says, Shruti means the Shastras or Vedic injunctions, and Agupt is which are. So Gupt means secretive and Agupt means non-secretive. So he who has all the knowledge of the world, that is, he is Sarvagya or the knower of everything. So to such Narad Muni I pay my humble obeisances. And such Narad Muni manifested today. It is mentioned by Shaunak Muni about Narad Muni that
नारद और कोई नहीं, नारद लोक विग्रह है। लोक विग्रह समझते हैं?
he says that Narad is no other than Lok Vigrah, that is, he manifested not for himself but for the welfare of others. He manifested just for the welfare of all the living entities. Even the greatest sinners who bow down at his lotus feet or even just got the glance of Sri Narad Muni got the course of their lives changed. He had been a source of welfare for all. So once upon a time, a rishi was paying obeisances in the river, and a king, a Gandharva named Chitrarath, was crossing the river and he was chewing the bitter leaves. And he just threw that, and the Rishi Galav, who was trying to venerate the river, he got the remnants of his beetle, and the Galav Muni lost his composure. He became so angry and he said that you have an audacity to throw your chewed beetle in my palms. So I curse you that you will die before the onset of the evening today. When Chitra, he was cursed in that way, and at that time Krishna was in Dwarika. He thought that why I should, the Brahmana thought that why I should curse him, rather I should go to Krishna and tell him to kill him. So Krishna told him that you need not to curse him, I will kill him. And when Narad Muni saw that this Gandharva will be killed and the that the Muni and Krishna are planning to kill him, so Narad Muni said that, are you feeling repentance? He said yes. So he said that you don't worry, and he went to Hastinapur and he told that he told to Draupadi that if today is a very auspicious day and if you take a dip in the Yamuna Ji and give a give a benediction to protection Abhedan, then it will be very beneficial. So Draupadi went there and she went there and took the holy dip and she gave benediction or vow to protect this Gandharva. And she told Arjuna that I am here to protect him because I have promised. And on other hand, Krishna was ready to kill him. So they had so much, they went to such a level that they had a battle fought on the ground. So it happened that Lord Shiva came and told that it is your your benevolence is in the victory of your devotees. So Krishna thought that I should not kill him. And when the Muni saw that they have arranged everything between themselves, so he thought that let me take water in my hand and curse him. But Draupadi ji said that if I have always followed the virtue of a wife and am chaste, then you won't be able to curse him. And the Muni couldn't curse him because the water just stuck to his hand.
ये 5 साल का ध्रुव आपकी कृपा
5-year-old Dhruva by your mercy got the Dhruva Pada or position of a planet or a star, and he had met you. But Prahlad was just in the womb of her mother. You gave the mother so much knowledge that Mother Kayadhu's son Prahlad became the greatest devotee of the Lord. In Shrimad Bhagvat Mahatmya, there is a vow taken by Sri Narad Muni. He has taken a vow and he says that he says to the devotional service that is Bhakti Maharani that there is no other yuga than Kali Yuga. So people say that Kali Yuga is very bad, but if you have a positive attitude, but if you see, there is no other Yuga than Kali Yuga that is greater than Kali Yuga. He says, "O Bhakti Maharani, this Kali Yuga is far greater, and I take a vow today that in this Kali Yuga, I will establish you in each and every home and the heart of every person." That is the vow of Sri Narad Muni. And not only that, and all other religions or cults, I will reject them and I will provide happiness in people's life. And if I'm not able to do that, and if I'm unable to establish dharma or righteousness, then tada naham, I won't be considered as the devotee of the Lord.
इस प्रकार से नारद मुनि, क्योंकि आज इनका
So, as it is the appearance day of Sri Narad Muni,
इसलिए नारद मुनि के विषय में
so we
बातें मैं आपके बीच में
heard the glories of Sri Narad Muni.
सनत कुमार एक बार नारद मुनि को मिले तो कहते हैं,
Once Sanat Kumar met Narad Muni and he said,
ब्रह्मन दीन मुख कुतः चिंता तुरो भवान, आप इतने दुखी क्यों हो?
he says that, why are you so much worried and distressed? I have heard that the devotees of the Lord never get distressed or sad.
तब उन सनकादिकों को पता चला नारद जी को
Then
अपनी कोई चिंता नहीं है,
the Kumaras realized that Narad Muni was not worried about himself, but he was worried about the devotees of the Lord,
उनके पुत्र ज्ञान और वैराग्य वृद्ध हो
because
चुके हैं, अन्य के लिए
Bhakti
चिंता कर
and
रहे थे,
her sons,
और उनकी चिंता
austerity, that is Vairagya, and knowledge, that is Gyan,
कथा का आयोजन
were
और सनत कुमार को
non-existent. So
श्री वेदव्यास
Narad
मुनि
Muni
17 पुराण लिख कर बैठे,
told that to them.
तथापि संतुष्ट नहीं,
Vedvyas Muni wrote so many of
समझ पा रहे थे
Vedas and
कि मेरी
Upanishads,
इन रचना में क्या
yet
कमी है,
he was not satisfied and he was
मिल रहा है।
unable to understand that what is lacking in his creations. And at that time, Sri Narad Muni arrives and
ज्ञान प्रदान करते हैं।
gives transcendental knowledge
नारद जी
to
कहते हैं कि महाराज
Vyasa Muni.
आपने
He tells
बहुत कुछ लिखा,
Vyasa Muni that you have written so much,
लिखना चाहिए वो तो लिखा
but
नहीं।
what should have been written, you haven't written at all.
मय्यद वचस चित्र पदम हरेर यशो जगत पवित्रम प्रगृणित कर ही चित, त्रिभुवन को पवित्र करने
So that all these three material worlds
कृष्ण की लीला
can be purified only by the pastimes of the Lord, and by the time these pastimes are not written, till that time neither you will have
तत्व के विषय में
welfare nor the
देवताओं के बारे में
living
बहुत कुछ
entities
लिखा, लेकिन
will
हरि का
get
यश
benefit
नहीं गाया।
or welfare,
भगवान
because
श्री कृष्ण
till
की
the point
विशुद्ध
you
लीला कथा को जब तक नहीं गाया
sing the glories of the Lord, you cannot
अरे जिस ग्रंथ में कितनी भी सुंदर रचना
get
हो,
satisfied.
सुंदर अलंकार हो, सुंदर छंद हो,
Even
सुंदर
if you
वाक्य
have
व्याकरण की
written
दृष्टि से सुंदर हो,
beautifully in the
लेकिन
language with
वचस चित्र पदम हरे
all the
यशो,
principles
उसमें
of
हरि
grammar,
का यश न
etc.,
हो,
but
तो
if
उस वायसम तीर्थ बड़े बड़े
it
महात्मा
lacks
उस
the
भाग्य का
proclivities
तीर्थ
of the
मानते
Lord,
हैं।
then it is considered as the holy place of crows.
कितनी भी बड़े तत्व की बात हो, लेकिन हरि का यश नहीं, कृष्ण कथा नहीं,
even if you have written the deep knowledge, yet if it lacks the proclivity of the Lord, then it is like the holy place of crows. So why? What is the holy place for the crows? In the morning, all the crows gather in near the trash, etc., and which is not considered pure. So all our sins could be burned, and Lord, which can satisfy the Lord as well, is if it's mentioned in the scripture, then even if it lacks the rules of grammar or it's not beautiful in the meter, etc., yet great sages and saints read, sing these scriptures and such scriptures because it contains the names, glories of the Lord.
So नारद मुनि ने श्री वेदव्यास मुनि को बहुत सुंदर और इसी श्रृंखला में
and in the same sequence the pious day is addressed by is spoken about by Sri Narad Muni. He tells, if someone does not follow their own righteousness or dharma, then even if they try hard, but if they have abandoned their dharma, then they can neither be satisfied nor they can achieve the Lord. That is the reason we should always listen to the pastimes of the Lord. What should I say? Let me tell you that I was born from the lap of Lord Brahma, and he told me to marry and populate the world, but I refused. So my father Brahmaji became upset and angry, and he cursed me, and I was reborn as a demigod, and I married the 50 daughters of Chitrarat Gandharva's daughters. So in the previous life, this Chitrarat, the Gandharva about whom we talked, was the father-in-law of Sri Narad Muni. So in Pushkar, this Ubharan Gandharva made offenses, and so he was cursed again by Lord Sri Brahma, and thus Narad Muni was reborn thrice or third time. His mother's name was Kalavati and his name was Ramadas. As soon as he took birth, his father died, and he used to live with his widowed mother, and she used to work hard to raise Narad Muni. So all this is discussed by Sri Narad Muni. At the time of Shravan, his mother got opportunity to cook for the sages and saints. So I used to get their association, and they used to sing the glories of the Lord. And I used to listen to the pastimes of the Lord.
के मुख से भगवत कथा कृष्ण कथा सुनते
And just by listening the pastimes of the Lord and getting the remnants of these sages and
महाप्रसाद मुझे अर्पण करते थे।
saints,
दो चीज,
they used to
साधुओं
offer
के मुख
me.
से निकली हुई कथा और
So
उच्चिष्ट
by
भगवान
these two
अनुमोदित
things,
चीजें, उन साधुओं के मुख से निकला हुआ उच्चिष्ट अन्न मैं खाता गया और
I
मेरी
used
मति,
to
मेरी
eat,
रति, मेरी
and
गति पूर्ण
I
रूप से
got
भगवान कृष्ण में लग
engrossed
गई।
at the lotus feet of the Lord,
मैं कृष्ण का भक्त बन गया।
and I became a
मुझे
devotee
कृष्ण
of the
की
Lord,
भक्ति में आनंद आने लगा।
and I
और फिर
started
उससे मेरे जीवन में
enjoying
एक घटना
unalloyed
घटी
devotional service
कि
towards the
एक
Lord.
जहरीला सर्प मेरी
And
माता
that
को
time,
डंक दिया, माता
my
मृत्यु
mother
हो
was
गई
killed by a
और मैं
poisonous
बहुत दुखी हुआ।
serpent, and I was
मेरा
extremely
कोई नहीं था,
distressed. I
माता
had
की गोद
none.
में रो रहा था,
I
ईश्वर को
was
याद कर
crying
रहा था।
in
और
separation
उस
with
समय
my
मुझे
mother,
ईश्वर ने
and
दर्शन
at
दिया
that time, I saw the
और
Lord
भगवान का दर्शन
who
करके ही
manifested in
कुछ
my heart.
चमत्कारिक हो गया।
And after seeing
लेकिन
him,
कुछ समय के बाद भगवान ओझल हो गए,
it became magical,
भगवान
and the
भूल
Lord
जाने लगा। तब भगवान ने
just
कहा कि नारद
disappeared, and
भजन
I
करो,
started
भजन
searching for him.
करके तुम्हारी
So the Lord
सारी
told him
इच्छाएं
that
पूर्ण
you
होंगी।
should do
मैंने उस समय
Sankirtana or
बहुत
Bhajan, you should sing
भजन
my
किया
glories,
और भजन करने
then
के
you
बाद
will
मेरा शरीर
receive
निकला
me.
और
So
मेरा
I
चौथा जन्म हुआ।
did
ये
this
नारद मुनि का चौथा
bhajan
जन्म
throughout the
आज
life,
के
and
दिन हुआ।
then I've
चार
appeared
जन्म हुए
in
ना,
and took the
पहला जन्म
fourth
ब्रह्मा
birth,
की गोद से,
and which
दूसरा जन्म
was
उपग्रहण गंधर्व, तीसरा जन्म
which
परम
happened
भक्त
on
बाबा
this day,
रामदास,
that is today.
चौथा जन्म कहते हैं कि मेरा चौथा जन्म ज्येष्ठ मास कृष्ण पक्ष और द्वितीया के दिन हुआ। ये नारद मुनि व्यास मुनि को
On
भागवत
the second day of the Jeshth month, this is what is told by Narad Muni
और
about
अब मेरा
himself
चौथा
to
जन्म
Vyas Muni in Shrimad Bhagavatam.
के रूप में प्रकट
So
हुआ।
he said that in my fourth
मेरी
birth,
भक्ति
I
से भगवान श्री
manifested
कृष्ण
as
प्रकट
Narad
हुए
Muni. By
और
my unalloyed
उन्होंने मुझे
devotional
एक
service
वीणा
towards the
प्रदान
Lord,
की,
the
आशीर्वाद
Lord
दिया।
manifested
फिर
and he
उन्होंने
gave
भगवान
me
को
this
देखा
veena or
और
musical
नारद मुनि
instrument
ने यही
and
कहा
asked
कि
me
प्रभु
to ask for
इस
a
वीणा को
benediction.
लेकर
And
मैं निरंतर आपके गुणगान गाता रहूं, आप
he
मुझे
said that,
ऐसा
he
आशीर्वाद
requested that
दीजिए।
please give
भगवान
me
से
a
आशीर्वाद
benediction
प्राप्त
that I
किया।
can pray, I can sing
श्रीमद्
the
भागवतम में
glory,
लिखा
your
है
glories
कि
throughout
नारद जी
the
भगवान श्री कृष्ण के मनो अवतार हो गए।
universe.
कृष्ण का मन यदि कोई
So
अवतार धारण
Narad
करे
Muni is the Mano avatar, that is the
इसका अर्थ
heart
क्या
of
है?
the Lord is
कृष्ण के
personified
मन
as
में
Narad
जो
Muni.
विचार उठते हैं वो
So
तुरंत
the
नारद जी पूर्ण कर देते
thoughts
हैं।
of Lord
कृष्ण के मनो
Krishna
अवतार।
that manifest in Krishna's heart,
श्रीमद् भागवत
the
जी में
Lord, then
भगवान
Narad
के
Muni
मन में जो
tries to
चल रहा
fulfill
है,
all of them.
भगवान के मन की इच्छा को जानने वाले केवल 12 लोग हुए,
So there are only 12
जिसको
people
12
who are
महाजन कहते
able
हैं।
to
लेकिन
understand the
12
heart
महाजनों में
of the Lord.
दूसरा स्थान श्री
So
नारद मुनि
of
का
these 12 Mahajanas, the
स्वयंभू
second position is of
नारद,
Narad Muni. First is
शंभु
Swayambhu,
कुमार,
that
कपिल, मनु, प्रहलाद, जनक, भीष्म, बलि, वैयासकी और यमराज। लेकिन दूसरा स्थान 12 महाजनों में श्री नारद मुनि का है। प्रारंभ में जैसे मैंने कहा कि
in the beginning, as I mentioned, that Hanumanji is famous in all the 4 yugas.
वैसे नारद जी का प्रताप भी चारों
Similarly, Narad Muni is also famous in all the 4
के
yugas.
समय
In Satyuga, at the time of Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, Narad Muni was
नारद जी कहते हैं
there.
वो मेरे सामने आता तो मैं भी हिरण्यकशिपु महाराज की जय, उनकी जय जयकार करता। फिर त्रेता युग में
In Treta Yuga,
कारण में नारद ही एक कारण बन गया।
because of Narad Muni, Ramji took an incarnation.
एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा,
There was a great contribution of Lord Narad
श्री नारद मुनि थे।
for incarnation
नारद
of
मुनि
Lord Sri
भाव
Ram.
वरदान इच्छा को पूर्ण करने हेतु
To fulfill the desire of Narad Muni, Ramji
द्वापर युग में
manifested.
नारद ही नारद
And
है।
in the Dwapar Yuga, Naradji is
चाहे कंस
everywhere.
के कान भरने हो,
Whether to agitate
कृष्ण
Kansa,
जन्म की जब प्रथम बधाई हो रही थी,
and
जन्म
on
की
the
जब
first
कृष्ण की बधाई
celebration of
गोकुल में
Krishna's
आज
birth,
बाजे बधाई, गोकुल में जब बधाई हो रही थी
At that time, the first congratulation was given by Sri Narad Muni. It is mentioned in the Shastras. When Srimati Radharani born, then that time also the first congratulation was sent by none other than Lord Sri Narad Muni. And it's mentioned in Shrimad Bhagavatam that in Dwarika, Narad Muni used to visit very often. Why? Just because he had a desire to see the face of the Lord, to have the darshan of the Lord. And in Kali Yuga also Narad Muni is prevalent. How? In Kali Yuga, he manifested as Srivas Pandit and he did in Navdvip and he started a Sankirtana movement under Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And today also he is present through the medium of the disciplic succession because his disciple was Vedvyas, then Madhva, then in the succession is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Rup Sanatan, then Srila Prabhupada, and their disciples, so on and so forth. So all that has passed through Narad Muni to us. So Narad Muni had so many disciples, but four are very famous. So two are the kids, Dhruv and Prahlad, and two old, that is Vyas and Valmiki. Just tell me that what is beyond Valmiki and Vedvyasji's scriptures? So Valmiki was Ratnakar Daku and Narad Muni gave Ram Nam mantra and he turned into a Valmiki Muni. And he is also the bona fide spiritual master of Lord Shri Parvati and Satyabhama as well, the wife or consort of Lord Shri Krishna. In all the pastimes of the Lord, in Braj, Mathura or Dwarika, everywhere Narad Muni is there. He is there in Ram Leela as well and in Ras Leela as well. There is a Narad Kund in Vrindavan near the foothills of Govardhan. So, to develop that Gopi Bhav, Shivji could enter the Ras Leela by getting the mellow of the gopis from none other than Narad Kunda. So whatever is our mellow or mood, Narad Muni fits us in that. If we desire Madhurya, then he fits us there. And according to our mood and attitude, he fits us in the mellow. And his preaching can be felt when the sons of Daksh Prajapati were converted into devotees in such a short time. I have been singing the pastimes of the Lord since 20 years, but some become devotee and some not. But Narad Muni is great. In 10 minutes, he converted or made 10,000 devotees of the Lord, the sons of Daksha. Thakur Bhaktivinod has written the song that in my heart, Narad Muni roams in my heart. So today is the fourth birth manifestation day of Lord Sri Narad, and it is Narad Jayanti. So I congratulate you all, and I pray that he blesses us and gives pity and mercy on all of us. And as he has given his immense mercy, then he should give us as well in this disciplic succession, that we are able to perform devotional service towards the Lord. And now let's proceed to the Shrimad Bhagavatam, Shrimad Bhagavatam Narsimha Stuti. So in Narsimha Stuti, we have reached the veneration of Lord Indra. Lord Indra is venerating the Lord, and that prayer is like this.
Nita param bhavata trayatana svabhaga detya krantam hridaya kamalam tadgriham pratyabodhi kalagrastam kiyadida Mahonath sushrushtam te mukti stesham nahi bahumata Narsimha pare kim. देवराज इंद्र भगवान नरसिंह देव को स्तुति कर. अच्छा,
Devraj Indra on the Lord of the demigods is worshipping the Lord. So I just forgot to tell you one thing. So this proclivity or pastime that we are listening, this is the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu's violence and his killing. So, and all of this is being told by whom? So whatever we are listening since last 6 days, who is the prime speaker is Narad Muni himself. First of all, this pastime was shared or told by Sri Narad Muni. After that, Shukdev Maharaj has told to Parikshit Maharaj, and then Suchi says that Shukdev Ji has told, and what he has heard from Narad Muni, I am sharing here with you. So the prime speaker is Narad Muni. So Maharaj Yudhishthir performed a Rajasu Yagya or fire sacrifice. So Rajsu Yagya can be performed only who can win all the so N stands for north, E stands for east, west and south. So all the 4 directions. So the person who can cover all these 4 is considered or called as news. And Rajsu Yagya can be performed by a person who wins over all the 4 directions. So Yudhishthira Maharaj sent his 4 brothers, and he himself started performing the Rajsu Yagya. The whole world gathered, and Lord Shri Krishna is keeping the shoes of everyone who is visiting. So just imagine that it's a great huge festival and people are gathering one by one, and Lord Sri Krishna is coming and taking the shoes of everyone. He's collecting the shoes of everyone. And when everybody has finished eating, he was taking the empty leaf plates. So there was a question that now that Yudhishthira Maharaj is performing this yajna, so who will be venerated the first? So the people were saying that Dronacharya is your bona fide spiritual master, so you should venerate him first. Then someone says that Bhishma Pitama should be venerated. But then Sahadev, who never speaks anything, stood up and said that all these small stars, there is a moon, Krishna himself. Then why? There is no reason to discuss or question. So the first person to be venerated who is deserve that is no other than Lord Sri Krishna. Krishna is the Akhanda Brahmachari, and there is nobody more benevolent than him. But where is Lord Sri Krishna? He's picking up the shoes of everyone. They announce on the mic that Krishna, you should come here as you are to be venerated. I feel very proud that this is such a great, huge personality who picks up the shoes and empty dishes of everyone, and that Krishna is venerated first in the same assembly where there are so many great personalities like Shuvdev, Vyas, Drona, and Bhishma Pitama. There, Lord Sri Krishna is venerated first and foremost. And what does Lord Sri Krishna considers himself? The person who picks up the shoes and the empty dishes of others. So everybody agreed except one person who didn't agree, and that was Shishupal. Shishu means child, and Palan is to protect or take care. But his name was Shishupal, but Lord Sri Krishna never allowed him to become a father. He went to get married with Rukmini ji. He went there feeling excited on the horseback, but on the altar of the wedding ceremony, Lord Sri Krishna took Rukmini away. From that day, Shishupal had enmity towards the Lord. And Shishupal started abusing Lord Sri Krishna in this assembly. So Lord Sri Krishna has given the benediction that he can abuse till 100 times, but if he crosses that, then he will be killed. And when he crossed that parameter, he was killed by the disc of Lord Sri Krishna. When Shishupal was killed, the effulgence came from his body, his soul entered Lord Sri Krishna. So he got Sahujya Mukti, that is Sahujya liberation. So this is the foundation. And when this happened, Narad Muni was sitting next to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira Maharaj didn't wait it. And he was the epitome of righteousness. So immediately he asked Narad Muni, I first of all want to ask that this Shishupal, who had enmity with Lord Shri Krishna since he was born and have abused the Lord. And he was killed by the disc of the Lord. Yet I am unable to understand that such a great sinner who should have gone to the lower planetary system or hell, but he didn't go to hell, but he got liberation. He entered the Lord. Such a great offender got liberation. This was the question asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj in Rajsu Yajna. He said, let's postpone the yajna. First, we need to understand or listen to the pastime. So they discussed this whole seventh canto during that time. Everybody was ready, and Narad Muni started speaking the seventh canto. And when he started preaching, out of the 12 cantos, the seventh canto starts with Narad Uvacho, and the whole seventh canto till the end Narad Muni speaks. This is for your information. The whole seventh canto of Shrimad Bhagavatam is not Shuk Uvacha but Narad Uvacha. So this is the where it started, and how Prahlad manifested. So Naradji said that this is the nature of Lord Shri Krishna. He is different from everyone else. He says that anybody by any mood or any way even remembers him, then Krishna accepts him. You just need to remember, even if you remember him in the mellow of love or envy or enmity. Gopis remembered him as their husband. They got him. Nand Yashoda had parental affection and they got Krishna as well. The Gopas of Braj were considered him as their friend, not as the Lord, and yet they got the Lord. So in whatever form, if someone remembers the Lord, then they get liberated. And this Shishupal is no other than the Jai and Vijay, whose first birth was Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj said, can you so Narad Muni was requested to elaborate all these details, and thus this all pastime was discussed in the Rajsu Yajna, and the fundamental speaker is Narad Muni. So Lord Narsimha has manifested, and all the demigods are standing in front of the Lord, and Lord Indra has his turn to venerate the Lord. Brahmaji and Rudra or Shiva has already venerated the Lord. So let's take a small information and then we will start the veneration of Lord through Lord.
लेकिन इसमें पानी में कहाँ पीऊं, मुझे यहाँ गैप ही नहीं मिलता है, तो अभी मैं पी लेता हूँ.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्णा. So बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद स्पिरिट लाल गोविंद जी का. बहुत सुंदर यहाँ पर हम भागवत कथा का आस्वादन कर रहे हैं, जहाँ पर इस कथा के अंतर्गत अनेक ऐसे सुंदर पर्व आए हैं जिनकी हम कथा महिमा श्रवण कर रहे हैं। और विशेष आज श्री नारद जयंती और नारद मुनि के जो 4 अवतार प्रभु जी ने गिनाए, साथ ही साथ अलग अलग अवतार अलग अलग युग में नारद मुनि के हुए। तो बहुत ही सुंदर हम नारद मुनि की परंपरा में हैं और भगवान स्वयं श्रील नारद मुनि का जो प्रणाम है, मतलब श्लोक है, उच्चारण करते हैं उनके गुणगान। तो बहुत सुंदर आस्वादन करने को मिला यहाँ पर हमें श्रील नारद मुनि की इस आज उसके जन्मदिन के उपलक्ष्य में। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रभु जी। और बहुत सुंदर इस पर्व के अंतर्गत हम जैसे प्रतिदिन गौ सेवा का दर्शन करते हैं, आज भी हम इसी गौ माता के दर्शन करते हैं और उसके पश्चात हम शेष कथा को श्रवण करेंगे प्रभु जी के मुखारविंद से। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। सो आज श्री नारद मुनि की इस पावन तिथि के अंतर्गत हमारे यजमान परिवार है जिन्होंने यहाँ पर बहुत सुंदर सेवा की है और साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर उस सीता मैया को अडॉप्ट किया है। तो हम ऋणी हैं, धन्यवाद करते हैं और प्रार्थना करते हैं गौ माता से कि हमारे इस परिवार को, जो पटेल फैमिली है, भगवान को और अधिक शक्ति दें, जिससे कि वो इस प्रकार की सेवा कार्य तथा इस प्रकार के आयोजन कराते रहे। तो बहुत ही सुंदर ये वैष्णवी है जो कि हमारे भक्तों ने अडॉप्ट की हुई है ऑलरेडी। तो जैसे श्रील नारद मुनि जिनका ये प्रण था कि वो भगवान की कीर्ति को स्प्रेड करेंगे, तो ये उनका प्रण था और वह स्वयं भी भागवत कथा का आयोजन कराए। जैसे हमने श्रवण किया आज ही की कथा में, तो हमारे ये जो भक्त हैं जो कि इस प्रकार भागवत कथा का आयोजन कराकर लोगों के घर घर में भगवान को पहुंचाते हैं, तो धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं ऐसे वैष्णव जो कि श्री नारद मुनि से ही कहीं ना कहीं ये सारी इंस्पिरेशन हम सबको मिली है और इस प्रकार के विचार और भगवान की कीर्ति को इस प्रकार स्प्रेड करते हैं भागवत कथा के माध्यम से। तो वास्तव में धन्यवाद के पात्र है हमारी पटेल फैमिली और उनका ये पूरा परिवार जो कि यहाँ पर ये सुंदर सहयोग कर रहा है। तो वेरी ग्रेटफुल और इसी प्रकार धन्यवाद करेंगे उनको भी और प्रार्थना करेंगे भगवान से उनके लिए कि ऐसी शक्ति उनको सदैव देते रहे, जिससे कि इस प्रकार के आयोजन भगवान की कीर्ति का, गुणगान का ये जो सिलसिला है इसी प्रकार चलता रहे। और साथ ही साथ यदि आप में से कोई भी इस प्रकार भागवत कथा का आयोजन करवाना चाहता है या फिर इस प्रकार कथा में श्री गौ माता की सेवा करना चाहता है, तो बहुत ही सुंदर यहाँ पर श्री राधा गोविंद गौशाला के द्वारा बहुत सुंदर ये सेवा होती है प्रतिदिन गौशाला में, जहाँ पर यदि भक्त चाहें तो अपना सहयोग कर सकते हैं। तो इसके लिए आपको हमारे ये जो नंबर है उस पर हमें अप्रोच कर सकते हैं और ये इस प्रकार की सेवा के लिए। तो जो कॉन्टेक्ट डिटेल है आप देख रहे हैं ऑन द स्क्रीन राइट नाउ, विच इज 7567545555 और इस नंबर पर आप हमें अप्रोच कर सकते हैं इस प्रकार गौ सेवा के लिए। साथ ही साथ आप ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं हमें इस प्रकार की और अधिक जानकारी के लिए भी sevaparfect@gmail.com पर, और गौशाला की गतिविधि को दर्शन आप इस वेबसाइट पर जाकर कर सकते हैं विच इज www.perfectseva.com। तो बहुत ही सुंदर ये जो कार्यक्रम हम श्रवण कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर गौ सेवा की कितनी महिमा है। तो जैसे ये सीधा इस कार्यक्रम के पश्चात सीधे हम सब एकत्रित होने वाले हैं पावन हरिद्वार क्षेत्र में, जहाँ पर माँ गंगा के गंगा के तट पर बैठकर हम इस कथा को आस्वादन करने वाले हैं। तो आने वाली 29 मई से लेकर 4 जून तक हम लोग हरिद्वार से अगली भागवत कथा प्रसारित होने वाली है। और इस भागवत कथा का समय कुछ इस प्रकार से है कि 29 तारीख को फर्स्ट डे ऑफ भागवत कथा इज गोइंग टू बी इन द इवनिंग एक्चुअली, जो भारत के समय के अनुसार ये इवनिंग में होगी, विच विल बी 5 to 8 PM इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम के अनुसार। और 30 मई से लेकर 4 जून तक जो ये भागवत कथा होगी, रेस्ट 6 days that will be in the morning again 9 to 12 noon। तो कार्यक्रम में अब समय में कुछ बदलाव आएगा क्योंकि स्वयं प्रभु जी भारत भूमि में आने वाले हैं इसी प्रचार, इसी भागवत कथा के सिलसिले को कंटिन्यू करने के लिए। तो विल कीप अपडेटिंग यू, आप इसी से अनुसार आप हमारे साथ में जुड़िएगा। और हम लोग बहुत अधिक मात्रा में भक्त लोग यहाँ पर जा रहे हैं इस पवित्र हरिद्वार क्षेत्र में, जहाँ पर हम भागवत कथा आस्वादन करेंगे। और बहुत ही महिमा है उस क्षेत्र की और माँ गंगा की, जो कि हम उस दौरान इस भागवत कथा में श्रवण करेंगे। सो यदि आप भी हमारे साथ में जुड़ना चाहते हो, हमें अवश्य जुड़ सकते हैं। साथ ही साथ आप इस प्रकार यहाँ पर भी सहयोग कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि अनेक अनेक वैष्णव भक्त हमारे साथ में जुड़ने वाले हैं। तो धाम सेवा यदि करने की किसी की इच्छा है तो आप हमें अवश्य अप्रोच कीजिएगा ऑन 7567545555। सो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद एक बार फिर से। आइए हम अधिक समय न लेते हुए शीर्ष कथा को श्रवण करें प्रभु जी के मुखारविंद से। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। देवराज इंद्र भगवान नरसिंह देव को सुंदर स्तुति करते हुए कहते हैं कि हे परम, हे नाथ, हे नरसिंह, भवता, भवत संस्कृत का ये शब्द है, भवत आपके द्वारा प्रत्यानिता श्लोक का प्रथम शब्द है। मैं इसको थोड़ा आपको हिंदी में एग्जैक्ट कर दूं। प्रत्यानिता माने प्रति आनीता, आनीता माने ला दिया, प्रति माने वापस ला दिया। देवराज इंद्र भगवान नरसिंह देव से कहते हैं कि प्रति आनीता, आपने हमको वापस लाकर दे दिया। तो परम, हे परम, भवता आपके द्वारा प्रति आनीत हमको वापस मिल गया। क्या? न माने हमारा स्वभागा, स्वभागा, हमको हमारा भाग वापस मिल गया। इसका अर्थ प्रभु, हम देवताओं का भाग ये हिरण्यकशिपु लेकर चला गया था। हमारा भाग, हम जब छोटे थे और गांव में जाते थे ना, तो बिल्कुल गुजरात के गांव की भाषा है कि तुम्हारी मारे भाग लाव्यो छो। भाग माने वस्तु। तो संस्कृत और गुजराती मिलती जुलती है, इसे हिंदी में भी भागी कहते हैं। स्वभागा, हमारा भाग, स्वभाग, जिस भाग पर हमारा अधिकार है वो भाग ये हिरण्यकशिपु ले चुका था। लेकिन आज आपने हिरण्यकशिपु को मार दिया तो न हमको हमारा स्वभागा।
Lord Indra is saying that this Hiranyakashipu was taking all the portion which we used to get, and he took it away from us. Then we can have a question that what kind of portion or part he has taken from them. So there are a few yajna of our sacrifice which belong to the demigods. Usually the humans perform yajna to satisfy the demigods, but all the fire sacrifices which were performed and which were used to be performed for demigods, so demigods were removed and he started taking the fruits of that. So the demigods were not getting the fruits of these fire sacrifices. And the second is the Swarga Loka. That is, Hiranyakashipu has snatched the heavenly upper planetary planet from them. And now that you have killed him, so we have got it back. And very beautifully, Lord Indra is telling. So the Lord can say that now that you have got the Swarga or heaven, then you can go there and enjoy yourself. So Indra is saying that by your mercy, we have got the benefit of fruits of the yajnas and the heaven or Swarga. So Indra's, this is explained by Sridhar Goswami here in his interpretation. He says that we are just saying that you have provided us. We are not just venerating you or remembering you because we have received this portion or fruit of the sacrifices or the heavenly planet. So we don't need the benefit of the fire sacrifice, etc. But all our labor is to serve you. Tat paricharyava is another devotion toward or service towards the Lord. And it's not just to enjoy the material senses. So Sridhar Goswami further explains, in other words, you killed Hiranyakashipu and you have returned us what belonged to us. So there is a philosophical point that Indra is raising here, that externally it seems that you killed Hiranyakashipu and you return whatever belonged to us, but internally it is something else. And what is that? You can understand or read in the above top screen explanation by Sridhar Goswami, where he says, on one hand, it's not that you have protected our fire sacrifice or yajna, you have not protected us, but you have protected what belonged to you. Why? Because all these fire sacrifices, usually people perform these sacrifices for us, but whatever we get, we offer it to you. So people may perform the fire sacrifices for us, but we give the fruit to you. So you protected the yajna. So we didn't benefit it much. You protected your fire sacrifices. And the reason is, in the third line, it is mentioned, because you are knower of everything and enjoyer of all the fire sacrifices. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself says that I am the enjoyer and austerity is enjoyed by me.
तपस्या के भोक्ता कृष्ण है और भगवान नरसिंह देव ने हिरण्यकशिपु को मारकर यज्ञ की रक्षा की.
And by killing Hiranyakashipu, Narsingh Bhagwan has protected the yajnas, so he has protected the yajnas because ultimately he is going to enjoy the fruits of the fire sacrifice or yajna. So here is a point here that even if we perform yajna for demigods, then they offer it to Lord Vishnu, then ultimately it reaches Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Then why should we go via, and why not straight away perform the yajna for the Lord? Because when we offer it to the demigods, then they keep a great commission on that and we get a very less benefit. But so if you have to buy anything, then if there is a broker and you have to give commission, then you have to spend so much money. But if you contact directly, then that commission will be saved. So all these yajnas of fire sacrifices belong to the Lord. And who is telling this fact? The king of all the demigods, Lord Indra himself. And it will be great beneficial for us. Because if we go via, then even if there is a small mistake, then it will give us a huge reaction. But if we do it for the Lord himself, then there is no reaction, even if we commit mistake. And it is mentioned in Gita that if you do lot, you will get very less result. But if we do little less for Lord Shri Krishna, we will get great benediction. And this is what Lord Indra has shared.
हमारा यज्ञ का भाग या स्वर्ग प्रत्यानीता आपने वापस प्रदान करवा दिया.
So you have returned us
सच कहें प्रभु,
the fruits of the fire sacrifice. And let's proceed further. He says that Daitya Krantam, that is this Daitya Hiranyakashipu, we were so much scared of him. And we were greatly distressed and disturbed by him. So if I ask Lord Indra that you were 33 crore devtas, a demigods could not kill this one demon Hiranyakashipu. So you have so many weapons in your hands and you are 33 crores, yet you're unable to kill him. And what is the word used here? Daitya Krantam. That we were scared and distressed, extremely unhappy because of this demon Hiranyakashipu. And why they could not defeat him? Sridhar Goswami gives a great philosophical point. He says they were unable to defeat because the demigods were entangled in sense gratification, and this demon was performing austerity. Whoever enjoys sense gratification, his potency decreases or diminishes, but who performs austerity, his potency increases, and Hiranyakashipu became powerful and he distressed the demigods. So what should we take from here? That whatever potency we have, of speech, of eyes, and every energy that we want to increase, then we should reduce sense gratification and increase our austerity as it increases our potency or strength.
शुरुआत की अर्धाली में चौथा शब्द हम भूल गए, त्रायता। आपने हमारा त्राण किया, आपने
And there is another word that we missed. This is Trayata. That is, you protected us
दैत्य के आक्रांत से, दैत्य के दुख से,
from the violence
आपने हमारी रक्षा की।
of this demon. You protected us.
और कैसे रक्षा की है? बहुत सुंदर।
And how did he
कहते हैं
protect it?
कि दैत्य
Indra
आक्रांतम
says
त्रायता।
beautifully,
उस हिरण्यकश्यप के आक्रमण से आपने हमारी रक्षा की। कैसे रक्षा की? हृदय
and how you protected us?
बोधि। आपने हृदय कमलम, हमारा हृदय कमल,
Our lotus heart.
इंद्र कहते हैं कि हमारा हृदय
Indra says that our heart, our lotus heart is your residence. You reside in our lotus heart.
और आपने जब इसको मारा तो हमारा
And when you killed
बोधि प्रफुल्लित हो गया,
him, our heart became elated and the flower of our heart blossomed.
घर है और इसको मारा तो खिल गया। यहाँ तो केवल 3 शब्द कहे, हृदय कमलम तत्गृहम, मेरा हृदय कमल,
He has said only 3 words.
हृदय कमल आपका घर है, आपने जब इसको मारा तो हमारा
That,
हृदय कमल खिल गया। लेकिन इस बात को श्रीधर
but
स्वामी ने बड़ी
Sridhar Goswami has explained this in detail.
कि हिरण्यकश्यप को मारने से हृदय कमल खिल गया, लेकिन श्रीधर स्वामी इस बात का खुलासा करते हैं कैसे।
He has elaborated this and how. He says,
हृदय कमलम त्वद्गृहम एव, हमारा, हम सब देवी देवताओं का हृदय
we all demigods' heart is like lotus, and our lotus-like heart is residence for you. You reside in our hearts.
परंतु अब तक क्या हो रहा था?
But what was happening till now is that due to the fear of Hiranyakashipu, bhai means fear,
हमारे हृदय में
and
आपकी स्मृति नहीं हो पा रही थी।
we were unable to remember you,
कमल आपका घर है,
although you reside in our hearts,
ही चिंतन आपका ही स्मरण है,
and we always remember you.
लेकिन भय हेतु
But because we were so much scared of Hiranyakashipu, that is the reason we were unable to remember you. We were unable to contemplate on you. Nityam is eternally.
तो फिर भगवान कहे कि तो फिर आपके दिल में क्या होता था? बोलो, हमारे हृदय
So,
में वो असुर, वो
if the Lord asks that what used to happen in your heart, then he says that this demon, due to fear, we were remembering or contemplating on him.
और उसके कारण आक्रांतम व्याप्तम,
And because of that,
बहुत आक्रांत था,
our heart was distressed and unhappy.
लेकिन आपने उस हिरण्यकश्यप को मार दिया,
But you killed this Hiranyakashipu
उस भय को दूर कर दिया,
and thus destroyed our fear.
वो भय चला गया,
And when this fear was removed, then again
का चिंतन होने लगा।
we got this opportunity to remember and contemplate in our heart, and our heart, lotus-like heart, blossomed. And he says that when Narsimha Bhagwan came as the sun, then the hearts, the lotus hearts of the demigods blossomed.
लेकिन भगवान नरसिंह देव ने हिरण्यकशिपु को मारा तो उनके हृदय खिल गए। तो इस प्रकार से और प्रत्यबोधि, हमारे हृदय प्रफुल्लित हो गए, प्रत्यबोधि हमारा हृदय
And our hearts became elated with joy.
बहुत सुंदर समझने लायक
And
है।
there is another meaning of pratyabodhi which is beautiful.
प्रभु हमारा हृदय आपके स्वरूप
Our heart
गुण को ग्रहण करने के लिए समर्थ
always receives, we are able to receive
हृदय में भय होता
your form, your
कीर्तन समझ में नहीं आता है। लेकिन प्रभु जब
qualities
दूर हुआ,
as
आपका स्वरूप, आपका गुण,
the fear,
हमारा हृदय, आपका
we got rid of the fear. So it means that when until the point we have fear, we cannot understand the name, form, or qualities of the Lord.
अपनी नम्रता प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं।
So till now he is presenting the qualities of the Lord. Now he is presenting his humility or his actual position. A demigod like Lord Indra who is presenting himself, and that is the reason that the Lord always remains happy and satisfied with him, because he presents whatever is present in his heart. He says that we are entangled in the heavenly planets, but what are these sense gratification? All these opulence is tied with time, and one day we will have to leave it. But whatever is created by the material time, so aho here stands for despondency, that we are entangled in this material wealth. And but you are great, but great are you and your exalted devotees, because we are entangled in sense gratification. But the people who love you and serve you, that is the people who perform unalloyed devotional service to you, are the exalted devotees. Shushrutam is the exalted devotees who serve the Lord and who love the Lord. And such devotees don't even desire liberation. They don't even consider liberation as important. Your pure devotees don't even consider liberation as a great benediction. Then what about the material wealth or sense enjoyment? So here Lord Indra is accepting his weakness. He says that we are your devotees, but we are not your exalted or pure devotees. But great are your pure exalted devotees who don't even desire liberation. We got this heavenly planets, we got satisfied. But your devotees don't even desire liberation or mukti. You might have heard, as Narsimha Mehta also has sung in his bhajans, that I don't desire liberation. Have you ever thought how they achieved such a position that even if they get liberation, they reject that as well? So Kapil Muni answers beautifully. He says, this situation arises when you just listen Shruti Matren. That is, if you want to achieve that position, then you have to listen to the pastimes of the Lord. And just by listening to my qualities or my pastimes, you will get that position. And to achieve that position where you achieve the unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord, and if you want to achieve that, then the only way is to listen to my qualities. Then your heart will be engrossed constantly, eternally in me. How? As Ganga flows constantly and flows towards the sea, similarly, if you just listen to me, my pastimes, then your heart will be constantly engrossed in me. And in the next verse, Kapil Muni says, when you become constant, then all these 5 kinds of liberation, if offered to such a devotee who listens to my pastimes and whose heart is engrossed constantly in me, such devotee doesn't desire salokya, sarshti, sarupya, ekatvam, 5 kinds of liberation, diyamanam. And they will not even want it. Even if they are offered, they will not accept it. Why? Because those devotees require or expect only to serve me. So, who has seen the liberation? But the actual liberation is unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. So, if we see through the Vedic injunctions, then it is very difficult to achieve. It is said that mukti is like the sword, and the peak of the mountain, and we have to face so many obstruction and difficulty. But if someone prays to the Lord, then mukti falls at their feet. In Ramayan, Tulsidas Goswami has written beautifully, which touches our heart. It says,
सोई मुकुति गोसाई गाइए राम भजत सोई मुकुति गोसाई अनइच्छित वही बरियाई अनइच्छित वही बरिया अस विचारी हरि भगत सयाने अस विचारी हरि भगत सयाने मुकुति निरादर भगति लुभाने आजी मुकुति निरादर भगति लुभाने राम भजन सोई मुकुति गोसाई अने अनई चित वही बरिया। बहुत सुंदर है। राम भजन सोई मुकुति गोसाई, ज्ञान के प्रंत कृपान की धारा, मुक्ति का मार्ग अत्यंत कठिन, मुक्ति को प्राप्त
the path of liberation is very difficult. To achieve that is a great feat to achieve. But the most difficult of all is liberation comes and falls at our feet if we worship or perform pure devotional service towards the Lord Ram. And what do I see? That you will receive liberation after praying the Lord Ram or Krishna? No. The pure devotional service of the Lord is liberation itself. This itself is the highest position. Performing another devotional service to the Lord is liberation itself. And if someone performs unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord, even if they don't desire yet, liberation will come.
राम का भजन करोगे, इच्छा नहीं भी करोगे, फिर भी वो मुक्ति आपके पास है। असब विचारी ऐसा सोचकर हरि
And thinking this, the intelligent devotees of the Lord
इस प्रकार से सोचकर जो हरि भगत होते हैं ना, बड़े बुद्धिमान होते हैं।
So the devotees of the Lord Hari, are very intelligent and they sing the glories of the Lord, that is bhajan. And even if the liberation comes to their door, they reject it and they're attracted to performing the unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord, because the mellow or pleasure, ecstasy that we receive in serving the Lord is nowhere else to be found. The sage from Vrindavan has said that pleasure or happiness which is there in the eternal abode of the Lord is not there to be found in liberation.
जितना छवि सुंदर श्याम में है, उतना सुख और कहीं भी नहीं, जितना सुख कृष्ण के नाम, जितना सुख आनंद कृष्ण के नाम में है, उतना सुख और कहीं नहीं, कहीं नहीं और कहीं नहीं। इसलिए हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
So the pleasure in bhakti is nowhere to be found. And thus, Lord Indra finishes his veneration, and after that, after him, then the sages or the rishis came forward and the chief among them, like Bhrigu, Angira, etc., came forward and they started venerating the Lord.
ऋषि मुनियों की स्तुति, ये स्तुति नहीं है, तो श्रीधर स्वामी के शब्द हैं, ये स्तुति का भाव है.
So this is the mellow of the sages' prayers to the Lord by Sridhar Goswami. They say that, "O Lord, you are the spiritual master for everyone. You are the greatest of all. The people of the world consider us as their spiritual master, but you are the eternal spiritual master for everyone." So the sages will pray tomorrow, but this is the mellow that they present, that you are the spiritual master for everyone, and you come to protect the sages and to destroy the demons. And to protect the sages, you have killed Hiranyakashipu. And because of you, the austerity that we performed because of you, on your advice, our austerity was destroyed and stopped by him. But by killing this Hiranyakashipu, you have bestowed immense mercy on all of us. So now we will be able to perform austerity. And this is what they want to say. And that is why they are venerating or praying the Lord. So now the sages have come forward, and the prime prayer that they are venerating, they will perform tomorrow. So the form of the verse in which they are doing the veneration has 14 alphabets. So you all have been listening with so much patience and love. I really thank you all for listening with so much love and patience. And I especially want to thank the organizers, Sanjay Bhai, Asha Ben, and the whole Patel family. Because of their contribution, we were able to listen to such a beautiful Bhagvatam Katha. And we got this opportunity to sing the Katha. So let's conclude the 6th day of the Bhagavatam Katha with Jai Jaikar.
Shrimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki